Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are back with another one, okay? The Patio PolitiCz. We got a beautiful, beautiful guest for y'all tonight. Are y'all ready?
Yeah. For sure, ready.
Yeah. DJ, you ready?
Oh, yeah, of course. You know I'm ready.
I'm so ready. Look, we about to get into it. We gonna drop this intro. When we get back, today's show is called Diamond in the Rough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that sit with him.
Yeah, diamond in the rough.
I'm gonna let it sit with him.
Mm-hmm. You know what happens to a diamond in the rough?
What happens? We gonna find out.
We gonna find out.
We hope you stay a while, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. 'Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. 'Cause it's right for life. Oh, trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
Yeah, stay a while. Stay a while, because if they don't, then what?
We're gonna lock their ass in the trunk.
Throw away the who?
Key.
Amen.
We slide.
I don't know, Kenny. I met this next guest, like, not through you, but I feel like it was kind of through you. So maybe you could introduce.
Indeed.
Our guest.
We have a lovely queen, go by the name of DiMond Dion, from the land, Los Angeles, South Central, from your real rep, not on the outskirts, really from the city, and she definitely been doing purpose work, been working behind the scenes, and she actually got some productions of her own that she been involved in. But I'm gonna let her, do her thing. That's what we getting to the bottom of today.
Welcome in,
Yeah,
Diamond. Welcome, Diamond.
Welcome,
Thank you guys for
Diamond.
having me. I so appreciate it. So cute in here too.
It's all smile. She making
Thank
me blush. I'm shy. So, Watermelon Talk is what you last came out with.
Yeah.
All right, we know that. Everybody don't know that.
Before we even get to the Watermelon Talk,
That's why I say
let
everybody
them know
don't
who
know
the
that.
Watermelon Talk came from. Where are you from? Tell them your upbringing.
Okay,
Where you
give
from?
a little
Yeah,
background.
little background. Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Diamond, right? I kind of found my way into production by just kind of, just like taking a chance and going after my dreams. Pretty much, my first time, being on the set was like working with Christina on South Central Love. That was like my introduction to like being on set and production and stuff like that. And when I
That
realized
was your first time?
that was my first time, yeah.
On the real, you couldn't tell me that.
Oh
For sure.
yeah, that was my very first set, like working on. And
What did you do? You were part of production?
Yeah, so I had reached out to Christine, and it's crazy because we're like best friends now. Like
That's the young lady that was at your skinny curly hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had reached out to her. I knew that she was selling like her producer seats at the time. And like, I was a college student, so I ain't have like, so I'm like, but I reached out to her and I was like, I can volunteer. Cause I'm like, let me just see if this is something I'll be interested in doing. And then from there, just kind of like, oh, I got this. And it's just like, then,
So what was the job that you got, or the position? What were you able to do?
So she had brought me on as a PA, and then she had gave me a credit for script supervisor, because like I was really like helping her with everything. I remember there was times I did her hair, I had like set designs, like Kendon. I was like doing a lot of
Like that right there is just like a contest too. Just what happens when you believe in people. Because I wouldn't know that was your first time doing that. You handled that, like your position. I feel like you handled that better than people who was more seasoned than that. You know, I know some people been working longer than you. That's been on set.
That's
And I ain't gonna
what's
say
up.
no names and everything, but
Shoot that shit, Kat.
Don't
Shoot that shit, Kat.
it's the quality of the work. It shows in itself. For sure.
That's
Thank
what's
you.
up.
I appreciate that. And then by the time like when I had got to like work with Carlos on his project Trading Souls, that was like my second. And then yeah, it's just been
Right. What about yours?
Oh, so by the time I got to my third.
Okay,
Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm.
So what were you in school for before even stepping into the production, the creative side?
Initially when I started college, I had went my major was journalism.
Okay, yeah.
And then I felt like I had went through a trying time in life, and I was like, cause initially I wanted to be a radio personality. Like that's what I was gonna do. I had went through a trying time in life, and I was like, oh, I feel like I need to get more. I feel like that's kind of like when life starts to like alter your dreams or whatnot, because I'm like, I need to be more realistic. So I had changed my major to English to, you know, pretty much be an English teacher, because I'm like, okay, I can get my degree and go straight into that field. I know like working in entertainment is such a gamble. So, you know, that kind of happened, but I'm glad like I ended up finding my way back into like working in production.
Right.
Because I couldn't really see myself doing nothing else.
It's creative.
Really, yeah.
I love it. And then just from the outside looking in, from seeing you do it or seeing you, you know, from the carpet, I can tell that you love it too.
Oh,
You know?
Thank you, yeah. I
So-
get a joy.
Well, what you went to school for? Would you choose the production side over that?
Absolutely.
So this is it for you,
yeah,
right here. This,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, I have maybe like a few credits left. I took a year off, and it wasn't intended, but through like planning Watermelon Talk and stuff, being in post-production, which was like really stressful. And then something else had came up that was a really great opportunity, and I didn't want to miss that because I was in school. So I just kind of like put that on hold for a second. But literally, I would just be going back to get my degree just so I know that I finished it. Because I do feel like I put a lot into it. Like, I
Is this the English?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I put a lot into it. There's been times I sat in the car and cried because I didn't pass the class. Or I remember like taking math classes. I had to take this one math class like, and I said I would never tell nobody this, but I took this one math class like 3 times.
Give it to us.
You know, and I just feel like because I put so much into just school, I'm gonna finish. Like I got to. And I
Yeah.
promise
That's
I'm
what's
gonna
Yeah,
up.
do
it's
it.
time already.
Yeah.
It was an investment
Yeah.
that you got to get some ROI on.
Yeah.
Right.
And who's to say that you didn't get your degree already? Because I'm sure that everything that you went to school for, you got exactly what you needed, what you're doing now.
Yeah.
That part.
Thank
So-
God. Yeah.
So what about what you're doing right now? Does anything make you want to quit or give up?
Every day.
Every day.
Are
Every
you kidding
single day.
me? Like 20 times. No, just kidding.
Really? No, I believe you.
Yeah, because when I got inspired to do Watermelon Talk, I was really, really deeply inspired because I knew, well, one thing about me, like I knew that I had this deep desire, this deep passion for the Black community. Like that's where Watermelon Talk stems from, and like my passion in working in production. So like luckily my two passions got the chance to meet, and that's what Watermelon Talk looks like. But
I like that.
yeah. But I did, when I had the idea, I'm like, oh, I got something. Like I just knew I had something. And then once you start like really doing it, and I realized like how much and how far out of my comfort zone I was going, it was like, ooh.
Do I have this?
Yeah.
Or
It was, yeah. Cause like
should I do this?
prior, like, you know, I started off like pretty much just being behind the scenes, and I was like cool with that. But like this, like I'm literally like frontlining a whole
Yeah.
thing now, you know?
Running stuff.
Yeah. And like behind the scenes and on camera, you know, like I have to actually be present because now like my face is attached to Watermelon Talk. So like as far as Watermelon Talk goes, is pretty much as far as like I'll pretty much push it. And so that's like the part that's really difficult. Like I'm not used to being on camera. So yeah.
What's the why that helps you keep going within all of this? Like what feeds you to choose the production side of it, giving back to people, whatever that is for you.
The very like meat, the steak on my plate that has like kept me going
Steak on my plate.
is knowing that everybody who showed up for me that day that we filmed Watermelon Talk, I feel like it's like I can't let them down. That's always on my mind. Like, there's people who dedicated their time. It's people like who believed in me from the moment. Like, I had the idea and was like, oh, can you like be a part of this? You know, and people are like inspired by it and, you know, just like wanting to be there and give their energy to it. I just feel like I can't let them down.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
How did you come up with your team? Or like the members, the casting for Watermelon Talk?
Some of it was people that I knew. Like Kendon, I knew that he was gonna be good for topics that I had. And then other ones were people that I found on Instagram. When you know that you're working on a project like that, it's like you always in your producer hat. So you could be anywhere at the mall. If you see something and you feel like somebody got something that you may need, it's like I was constantly on it. I had went to this healing circle and I recruited somebody from there, and he's was on like 3 episodes of Watermelon.
Right, was that Rob?
Yep.
That's my cousin. That's my cousin.
Oh, he told you?
I did your carpet.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. That's good. You be on it.
No, that's
That is hilarious. No, I feel like I'm getting too deep too quick. All right, Jay.
Go for it.
I'm getting too deep too quick. Okay,
We can come back to the surface. Don't even trip. You go back deep. We got a lifeguard.
I'm getting too deep too quick. Okay, so there was a girl on the show.
I feel like I know who you're talking about already.
And I just felt like her story was like, the way I watched her on the show, she was so like genuine. She really cared about what was going on. And it's not just because she cried, but it was just like, it was amazing. That let me know like the show was really genuine. It was really authentic for people to see those people get around and talk about the ideas that you came up with and really get that deep. And I was just like, dang. When I was sitting there in the audience, I was like, okay, like, wow, this is so nice. This is so nice. And how long have you known her? How did she get into the project?
Listen, I reached out to Tanya on Instagram.
Tanya, yes.
Yeah,
Tanya.
I reached out to her on Instagram.
Shout out to Tanya.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to
her
Tanya.
banana pudding is so fire.
Right,
She gonna
yep.
be so
She
happy
came
that
with a
I
whole
found her
bag.
out.
She came with a whole bag.
Her banana pudding is so fire. But I had reached out to her on Instagram. I had seen like an interview she did, and I was like, ooh, like I want her. Like I want her. She really got something. I feel like she could bring something great to the table. And it's really just been like up from there. Like even the day that we filmed was my first time like meeting her in person.
Wow.
And I say that day a lot of cast was outside of like a handful of people that I had already knew. A lot of them were like I was meeting them for the first time that day. But the way that we actually stood at the table and conversate, people wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah.
So like Tanya, Jap, Ruger, Robert,
Ruger, yeah.
Those are even Roman. I had met him I had met him once because I had actually met with him.
The juice guy.
Yeah. We all met each other that same day.
Yeah, shout out to Roman, man. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you picked you.
Everybody says that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's how I know that I was really moving in God's purpose, and that's how I feel like I know that God was literally ordering my footsteps for real.
Yeah, because like he just said, you had the juice man and you had old girl who was like, she was, or she still is, or she used to gangbang. And I was like, I was really intrigued at the lineup, and I was like, okay, Diamond. I was like, go Diamond.
So Diamond, what was your what would you say was your inspiration behind putting the whole Watermelon Talk together?
It started when I became when I started studying like, you know, our culture, like Black culture and where we come from, like all on my own. And I really, you know, I'm an English major, so like studying and reading is always so prevalent for me. Like I love to read and I like to learn too. So I had like discovered so much. It really allows for me to love myself deeper.
That part.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like when you start to like unpack like the truth of where we come from and how like in touch we are, you can't help but to love yourself more. And I believe like through that you begin to like love your fellow Black people more.
Sure.
And luckily, I have one of my really, really close friends. Luckily, she was like on the same thing with me. So we would have a lot of conversations that I felt like Black people don't talk about this. Like, as Black people, we should be talking about this,
Yeah.
you know?
That part.
And letting the world hear it.
Yeah.
From our
absolutely.
narrative.
Yeah. And from there, like, that's when it happened. I remember, like, I was doing research and kind of looking at other podcasts and seeing, like, if people were touching on the type of conversations that we were having, people weren't. There's this one where I've gained some influence from as far as, like, how the conversation happens and, like, how it's filmed, and it's called Grapevine. And they have amazing conversation. But I knew, like, for me, I wanted to get deeper and really, like, unpack some deep stuff. Just like, and that's like where that episode of how should Black families deal with pedophilia in the family? Like, I wanted to go that deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I really wanted
Talk
to
about
unpack.
it.
So
Talk about it.
yeah, I really wanted to get in there and really start unpacking some things. So that's pretty much how I came out. I feel like nobody was gonna get to the nitty gritty like how I was, and I kind of wanted to make that, you know, my agenda behind doing Watermelon Talk for sure. Yeah,
That's what's up.
Can we expect like some of that more from you as far as like highlighting some of the issues that we go through within the Black community?
absolutely.
Indeed.
That's what it's for, and that's why Nate called it Watermelon Talk, because I wanted to make sure that people understood that this was prevalent for Black people, you know, in Black conversation. Because I didn't want people. And, you know, that's like no offense to people of other races, but I didn't want them to feel like they even had an inkling or anything to say to whatever it is that we discuss, you know?
Right.
Because
Our safe space.
yeah, and I feel like there's certain things that I'll be honest, like amongst other Black people, and be like, no, this is a real big problem, and I feel like we do need to put this responsibility on ourselves. And I feel like, you know, we can talk about that amongst each other, but still, I feel like when I'm around other people, like, I'm a ride for mine, so I ain't gonna be that honest. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be more like, you know,
they already pointing the finger and judging us, and
yeah,
we don't need all that.
yeah. So that's kind of like what I wanted to do, make sure like that safe place was created.
You did what you wanted to do, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
The give is giving.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wanted to like before we go on break, I want to leave this here, and then when we come back we can talk about it. How long it took you to create and come up and film and do Watermelon Talk, right? And then also, did it scare you to, or do you think it's gonna scare you because you're still getting into it, to talk about something so deep about the Black culture? You know what I'm saying? Because that's always an issue sometimes. But on that note, I just want to leave that with you real quick, Diamond, and think about that, and we're gonna go to a break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we can take a break. What's the deal, y'all? It's LP, the host here, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Patio Politics. Y'all keep it locked because we are not done yet.
With the Patio Politics.
Hey, what's happening though? It's Ken Don, LP, DJ
Hey.
FNJ, Diamond,
Yay.
and we politicking on the patio.
Whatever. All right, we back. Diamond in the rough. Diamond Dion,
Diamond.
the producer, the entrepreneur, the PA, the millionaires. I heard you on the carpet saying that, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yes,
Claim.
it is.
So, look, before we went to break, we were talking about how long it took you to come up with Watermelon Talk, like the process. You had to film. You had to come up with a budget. You needed people with cameras. You needed people on time. You needed a place. How did you get that done in a week? Did it take you 2 years, 2 months?
Okay, so pre-production started 2021. I remember I had so I have like a really good friend. His name is Carlos, and he produces as well. At the time, when I had pitched this idea to him, he wasn't. We necessarily weren't like close friends. We just like kind of developed our relationship as time went on. But so it was pretty much just like a business relationship. So I was like, look, I got this idea. You know, like, you think you can help me out? And then it kind of just happened that way. I remember it was BET weekend. that's when we had like our first conversation. I remember like everything around the BET Awards was going on at the time. So I had the idea a little bit before that, and then that's when I had presented it to him. So I would say that was like the start of like, you know, the team building, and okay, it's for surely a go now, because now, and he was accountability too. I knew if I tried to do it on my own, I would have backed out. But because he was already like on board, and we had already like discussed the budget, and he was like ready to like, you know, put his money up for it, it was like, I could, even when I did doubt it at times, I knew I couldn't go and tell him that,
right,
you know,
right.
Because it was just a business relationship at that time, so I couldn't have been that honest. For real, can you imagine?
She not honest with you. Anybody doing business?
No. And then through that, once I knew it was a go, I pretty much just kept it in mind that everywhere I went, I was recruiting people. I was recruiting cast. And then that's how pretty much the cast that came aboard. Once I had locked in the topics, I think maybe within 3 weeks to a month, our topics was already finalized and locked in. And then I just knew, I just started scouting cast after that. As far as like putting it together, I already knew how to AD. So pretty much like running a set and like production and stuff like that, I already knew how to do that. So that was like cake work. And then, yeah, that's pretty much.
Was it hard to get people there on time to pick a date that matched for everybody?
I didn't have to. I just set a date and I had told people ahead of time. Like, and the people that I knew, I was like, I'm really counting on you to be there. And then, the ones that I had reached out to and that I didn't really know, like Tanya and Ruger and stuff like that, I was scared that they may have not shown up.
Like,
so I was always checking
like,
in like 2 weeks before. I'm like, look, we filming in 2 weeks. You good? Do you need anything from me? Like, you know? And I was like, no, we good. So I was constantly checking in the day before. I'm like, you good? I sent the call sheet. You got it. You know. But yeah, that really wasn't the main concern. I was just trying to make sure like we finished on time, everything that needed to be filmed within, because you know location costs and people's day rates cost. So I was just trying to make sure that we actually like filmed, stayed on schedule, and got everything we needed. It took me about like BT weekend was like June, July, August, September, October, 4 months, because we filmed October 17th, which was like last year, so almost a year ago.
And then you had to do editing and stuff after that.
That took the longest. Editing was wanted to make me quit.
I see.
You sat alongside your editor?
You know what?
Huh?
You sat
Editing is
alongside
something
your
else.
Okay, so like the initial person, he took so long. He just pretty much like put, because we filmed 5 topics, 5 episodes, right? So he just put it all on one thing for me. So I at least got to watch it and pick out like, okay, no, I can't put this in there, da-da-da-da. And then I had hired another editor. So he could have bought me, he did buy me for a penny. Because he just like sold me a dream and did not. He was so unprofessional. And he got 75% of like the rate that we agreed to. And pretty much all that was for nothing. Because I didn't
call his ass out so we won't.
Man, you know, I don't even.
Yeah, we're gonna talk.
No, we gonna wait till Diamond make the meal first. Then we gonna call his ass out part 2.
Oh my gosh, he was just so unprofessional. I remember my first editing session. He had like people at his house just drinking, and I'm just like, whoa.
Mixing business with pleasure.
Yeah, and then the third one was like able to work with me, because no, by that time like,
damn, you had to go through 3 editors.
You see that?
I know, dang. T.
And then by the time I got to the third one, he was able to like work with me and stuff like that, and like, you know, help me get it together.
Now we can get his name.
Black and Brown. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe his Instagram is Black and Brown something. His name is Andre.
Okay, cool. At least he cool.
All right,
Yeah.
shout out to Dre.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Dre. Shout out to Andre.
He like, look, I'm gonna help. I really don't do this, but I'm gonna help you out. I'm like, oh,
Nobody ever wants to edit.
They all act like that, but they be wanting that money though.
Right.
They be wanting that editing money, but they do not be wanting to edit.
It's
and
so
now,
tedious.
I kid you not. Now, I feel like if you not getting me my stuff by the time we agreed to, I feel like if you gonna change the due date, I should be
change
able
the
to
price.
change the rate.
Girl, I do that with the toe checks all the time. Don't ask me why I'm always getting toes, but I do that all the time.
Yeah, if you gonna change your date, I should be able to change that price. Like, quit playing.
We negotiating.
For real,
Yeah,
y'all.
at this point, yeah.
Most definitely. Deeper into the topics and stuff. Jazz want to know, and we all want to know. Why do you think that our culture, our people try to escape certain topics or certain history about our people, like just try to sweep it under the rug.
Oh, like that what happens in my house stays in my house type of mentality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jazz says yes. I'm looking in the background. Yes. That or just stuff that, like she said, people don't want to revisit.
Well, people don't want to revisit because it is a lot of trauma and pain there. So that's understandable. Nobody wants to relive the most horrific thing they've ever been through.
Never.
No. And because of that, it does cause for, like a lot of things to, a lot of information to get missed. But I feel like a lot of times that information is the most important because it does start to spiral out into other things, generationally.
Right. The kids are being affected.
Yeah. I honestly just think it's that old school mentality. You know what I mean? It's definitely like our parents' era where, they just not, a lot of them aren't really willing to have that conversation. If you're not willing to have that conversation, it's kind of hard to forgive that person. You know what I mean? So now you got unforgiveness, harboring, and just like a lot of underlying stuff that kind of, just really disrupt the whole family dynamic. But as far as why, I guess that's really like all I could really think of as far as why they choose to sweep it under the rug. It's just too painful to revisit.
Or maybe if I had to put a 2 cents in, I would say they probably, although it happened to us, we don't understand it. So it fall back to what you're saying. It's uncomfortable. You don't know how to explain it. So maybe just, I don't even know. So just, oh, well, I don't even know.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely that. And then like our parents, they come from that generation where they feel like they don't have to explain nothing to us.
To the kid. So no, I need to know, Mom.
Yeah.
Some stuff, I feel like some stuff is important though. Like, if it's history and it can,
absolutely.
History affects our future.
Because if your mom was molested by her own father, you would want to understand why your mom didn't let you sit on your dad's lap, or why your mom didn't let you go away with you know what I mean? Like all that. Yeah. It comes out in behavior. Whether you try to not talk about it or cover it up or not, it all is displayed in behavior. So I feel like it's better to just be honest, and that way, whoever you're because trauma is always inflicted on somebody, and most of the time it's the person closest to you. And because of that, I feel like it's just better to be honest with your loved ones, so that at least they can have grace on you. Grace is really not going to come without understanding. And if it does, that person is really strong. You know what I mean? But for a lot of us, it requires understanding for us to have grace and for us to be able to be forgiven. So, I don't know. Definitely the truth sets a lot free. Yeah. Not just you, but everything else that comes after you as well.
Well said, Diamond. I think I have to do one of these. I think I have to do one of those. So, did you have something, Kay?
I did. I just dropped it though. I just gonna come back to me.
Pick it up.
He dipped that out the watermelon talk table too. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come back to you.
We'll be back to you. Yeah. So, speaking of watermelon, you did 5 episodes. Is that like one season considered? Yeah. You gonna do more episodes for that season?
Yeah, I'm planning pre-production now. Like I probably just finalized the date last night, aka this morning.
All right. So what would be not different, because it's all watermelon talk. So I know you saying on the same level, but can we get a little drop of a topic that we might talk about, or
what would be a drop?
A special guest here on the patio.
I know one thing I really do want to talk about. This is like literally just a snippet because I really don't want to give the topics away. But I really want to talk about if you can be pro-black and date outside the race.
Oh, let's talk about that. Let me flip my paper over. Okay, what you think?
I say, okay, so really within that, I say defining what pro-black is. People may have different definitions of that.
That's where it start.
Perhaps where the contradictions could come in. my view of being
Okay, well,
pro-black.
somebody look up the definition of pro-black.
I ain't even gonna go off of nobody else.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm pro-black. I'm pro-black. If I'm gonna produce anything in this world, you know what I mean? I need that melanin up in there. You know,
Yeah.
anything that's
Half
gonna
of
come
it
off
or
me,
all of the melanin?
Yeah.
we need all of it because you know it's getting burned out. You know, down the line.
Yeah.
It could. You know.
Yeah, it could.
So I definitely question if I don't believe that's so. I say you can't be pro-black and date outside your race.
Okay. What about you?
I agree with Kay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you pro-black, you in it to win it. You feel me? You in it for yours.
Man, like,
My
How you
stuff
feel?
ain't nice. I cringe. Like when I'm out and it's like I know that love is love. Like it can be
For sure.
fine. But me personally, I know that we are the supreme being. I know that we got that melanin.
That part.
I know that the sun's not gonna take us out in 30 years. I know we'll still be here.
Yeah.
We're the greatest athletes. Like we are the supreme being. So I literally cringe when I see white and black like mixed couples together.
And it's so prevalent out here in LA. Like black,
I just
like
be like, what does she want from
I
him?
have two friends that are black. They're not from here, and one of them is from Miami. And she was just complaining to me like, she's like, it's so weird out here. Like all the black guys date outside the race. It's a lot, and you do see it a lot out here.
And fellas, we
Now,
need to
if they-
talk
if-
about
if
this
they ain't-
shit.
If they ain't
We do.
pro-black,
We need a pen. I'm gonna write this
Yeah.
for
if
Jack.
they ain't pro-black, you ain't counting them.
man. and you know what though too? I say like sometimes people live in certain areas, right?
Yeah.
Because I went to school in the
Areas
valley.
or era?
Areas.
Okay, no, okay.
So like going to school in the valley, you know, it's a lot of diversity within the school. So, you know, they whole upbringing, you know, so they learn to classify race a little different. But for us who grew up in the inner city, you know, amongst our family, we probably got a more of a black experience that people would call it than other people would have. So probably
sure.
our
I still don't
desires-
feel like that's an excuse.
I won't say it's an excuse, but I would say that some people's reality may be different from some of ours who are pro-black and who do believe that dating outside of our race is a no-go. You know what I mean?
Like it could be levels
I
of
still don't see
cultural
it.
pro-black is
For
what you
sure.
kind of
That's what I'm,
see.
it's definitely that. It's definitely that. Because you ever hear the saying and say, oh, they black, they kind of like whitewash.
Whitewash black
you know,
people.
Yeah.
Like an Oreo.
Oreo. Yeah.
Yeah. Most definitely. Still no excuses though. I'm with Diamond
That's
still.
that's an
Yeah.
excuse.
Still no excuses.
sure.
Okay, so I got the pro-black meaning, y'all.
What that say?
Pro-black in the Urban Dictionary is a lifestyle that encourages the economic growth and development of black people as a whole, with the purpose of increasing the wealth and let me click on it. Read more.
Your reading is on point, by the way.
Thank you.
You go to
I
school?
lost it. But anyways, bam. That's what pro-black is.
Yeah.
I appreciate
So that means by
I tried.
definition, you really can't be, because by definition you can't be.
Right.
And I don't think you can necessarily be pro anything and be willing to dilute it either.
For sure.
That part.
Yeah.
Can we get a bump? Bump.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
don't
that's
so.
I think I know that's the truth. We gonna come back
Yeah.
to that. I like where you dropped that, and we gonna when the DJ dropped that, we gonna pick it back up from where it got dropped at. DJ, drop that shit. I always wanted to do that, and he fucked me up. DJ, drop that shit.
Yeah.
We going to a break. DJ, drop that shit. Yeah, it's a patio politics.
Yeah.
Dr. King, he was love. Malcolm X, he was love. Love in this business will get you killed. You have to set an example. You have to draw a line. When they see that line, and if they cross it, there will be hell to pay. They must know that.
¿Lo tienes?
You are now rocking
Yeah.
with the Patio PolitiCz.
Yeah. What's poppin'? DJ F&J, you feel me? LP the host. We got my king, brother Kendon over here, you feel me? We got Diamond in the house.
Damn.
Diamond, what's poppin'? You good, Diamond?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Diamond Boy, after the break, we had to come back because Diamond was about to jump on T, man. Man, the show was about
Who ain't
to
pro-black?
be
What?
over. Show was about to be over. But, man, we talked about so much. And then Kenan got in my ear and said, do you think white people can be pro-black? Yeah, I didn't say no right away. I had to think about it. So I was like, I got to ask somebody else.
Be pro-black.
Okay, look, let me
I
share
was
my
waiting on y'all
experience.
answers, but yeah, go ahead, King brother.
So, first year at CSUN, first year up in college, I walk into my Black Studies class, Africana Studies, and it's my white teacher, right? Mind you, fast forward, it's one of my favorite professors.
The teacher is white.
Professor, right?
Okay.
Yeah, right, man. Shout out to Glocky. I love Glocky.
Yeah.
Definitely. But man, like when I talk about genuine.
You feel it?
I'm talking about arguing with other black professors about what should be going on in the black department that the black professors should be worried about. Like she was like really pressing the line, you know, on it. So and I know when we talk about being pro-black, you know, we cutthroat on the definition and whatnot. But this was somebody who I know actively was for the community more than some people who was in the community that was for the community. And that's why I'm saying like that question right there is really like, you know.
Was she in a relationship with a black man?
She have been. She was single though. I believe last time that I was going there. But she have been like throughout life. Like most of her associates, she grew up around a lot of black people. High school, you know, her experience was a lot of that.
I think that when it comes to black progression, black people should be, I guess, like careful about who they extend their hand out to. Honestly, because
I hear you.
You know what I mean? Just because I feel like. Yeah, because I'm really trying to...
Allies, you know, 'cause we got allies and we got enemies. Is that kind of like what you...
No, it's just that I feel like what should be done for black people needs to be done by black people.
I hear you.
You know?
I hear you.
So I feel like we should just be mindful of that. I don't necessarily feel like it hurts because I'm pretty sure there are people of other races that genuinely feel
us.
And you know what?
They do owe us.
Right. Or what
They
she said.
genuinely do feel like, you know, where we coming from and our struggles. But I feel like, you know, this whether we ask for it or not, it is our burden to bear. And I do necessarily, sometimes I kind of wish that black people wasn't so like ready to have their arms open to people of other races. Not like in the mind, not in using the mindset of being racist. I just feel like a lot of that accepting energy that you may have needs to be used towards your own brothers and sisters.
Right on.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, like so quick to necessarily, you know, have your hand open for somebody else, but when it comes to your own, you feel like you gotta walk past that person with tension, or you can't speak or look them in that, and I feel like that's weak. I don't like that.
Yeah. I think that that's like a whole nother story. I feel like that kind of come from like the sprinkle of gang banging. You know, the white neighborhood didn't get that sprinkle, the Asians didn't get that sprinkle, the Asians tag. You know, so it's like.
Because you go down to the South, it's a whole nother ball game. Like it's more, you know. Okay. Yep. It's more community. People walk outside, look
Big
at your eyes.
community.
And then when they do be trying to help,
they
they just
saying
trying
hi
to,
all the time.
And then sometimes I kind of be thinking to myself like, okay, well, when people of other races are necessarily trying to help the community, are they just trying to align themselves with black people to look cool? Because now it's a look. It becomes a look. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it becomes. Because, you know, being black is cool now. It's a trend. It's popular, you know.
It's a trend.
Type of thing. So, those are things I feel like.
Yeah, like,
So look.
we questioning intentions, though, because we done had a lot of people that in
with good reason. We got every good reason, too.
For
yeah.
sure.
I always do. Like I said, when I see black and white people or black and anything else together, I'm looking at the other. As you said, I'm looking at the other like, what do you want out of this relationship? Is it melanin? Is it bone marrow? Is it what? Like, I feel like you want mixed kids is what you want. I feel like
they do. They be
take
wanting
it
that
from
too.
us.
They be wanting that too. It's almost kind of like they wear our culture like a coat, you know? Like it's hot for right now, you know?
For sure.
Right.
But don't want the heat that come with it.
At all. Like want all the groove, but none of the blues.
Man.
For real.
Man.
For real.
I like that.
For real.
All the grooves and none of the blues.
None of the blues. Nobody want that.
So look, back to what Kendon asked when you said, can white people be pro-black? And then you started talking about your professor, right? So then I came up with this question too. Where do white people even come from? You get me? I say that to say.
Oh yeah, we about to do some history.
This question had come up before, and
that's I hear you. Go ahead.
It came up that white people don't have a place that they really came from. That it was like that white people are black people, but they just white. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all heard that? Y'all believe that?
Asiatic man. Asiatic. Like we the Asiatic. Like we the original.
I've never heard that word.
Okay. Yeah.
What's that? That's the OG?
We the original man, basically.
Yeah.
Everybody come from us.
The original.
It was when the breakup of Pangea had happened and when continents moved further away from the equator where it was colder, which is pretty much more up north.
No more sun, so they couldn't get light.
Yeah, so that's when
the story I
skin,
heard.
that's, through hundreds of years, that's when their
That's what I
skin
heard.
started to get light. That's when their features started to change. That's when hair became more straightened.
That okay. So then when I go back to this question and ask, can white people be pro-black? I think my answer was kind of like, if they probably know where they came from, but not fucking
Right. Hey, no, that's I think you going for real. Like,
yeah. I'm somewhere.
You going back to your roots.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, maybe, perhaps, but nah, it's too much privilege out here nowadays, man.
Right.
Too much privilege.
For sure.
So,
What y'all say though? What, you got any answers, or we on the fence with that one?
I'm on the fence,
honestly, because like I'm real protective over anything I care about, and because I actually care about the black community, I'm gonna just say no. Like
no for you.
it's us.
Okay.
Like
It's a no for you. Okay.
you're not part of the squad. It's a no.
Okay.
Because we couldn't sit at y'all table at a point in time. Let our table be ours. Don't try to sit here now because it looked cool. We got it. We've been bearing this cross, X amount of, we got it. We good.
yeah, Diamond gonna fuck them up.
Hey,
Like,
speaking of that, do y'all believe that the segregation in schools helped the black community, or it pushed us further away from it?
I think everything done in the world does not help the blacks.
I would kind of say that too. If segregation still
It helped
around,
someone.
I think we would be closer as a people. I think kind of like removing that blurred line, I guess, started to put it in like black people's heads that they needed to achieve like this type of that patriarch that white supremacy put out there, and I feel like that started to create a gap within us because black people saw themselves as all equal at one point, all up until things changed, and I feel like that's kind of like one of them. If segregation was still around, and it would be us within us. Our money would be within our money.
Us.
Our businesses will be within our businesses, and we'll probably economically be better when you think about it.
We had Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
We had that. We was
we had more than that.
we was running that.
Yeah.
Do y'all
Yeah,
think
we had
finally,
more than that.
Do y'all think that perhaps like what they did to Black Wall Street?
Yeah, they
and
crushed
that's
it.
where I was
You feel
getting.
me? So
Yeah.
like, do you think that the trading, and like, if that wouldn't have happened, that we'd still have more violence today? Perhaps.
Probably.
I would say
So that
ain't no
we'll
telling.
be
think about-
sacrificed. It'll be like a sacrifice, but then we'll be gaining something as well.
Yeah. But so I guess we will have to think about like what would be better, like us really having that true unity, or their attacks to pretty much divide us, being the thing that kind of keeps us separate. I guess it'll be a thing of like what we really want.
Right.
I
type
would
of
have
thing.
loved to see today play out after those years of Black Wall Street, because I watched a documentary, and us blacks, we had like a whole couple of blocks. We had banks, we had gas
Hospitals.
stations. You had black people walking into where where the white people it was going on, and it's just that's
Medical
fucked up.
systems, educational systems.
Yeah.
Like when we talk about what racism really is, like you say, say black people, we have no control in those areas. So, and in those times, we had control of that. So, man, we can have that's real generational
Yeah.
wealth.
I'd be
And then
like,
think
wow,
about
yes.
Black Wall Street at a time where black culture was so popular. We would be leading the world,
Right.
especially if black people really got stingy with their
Come on.
resources and stuff. And if we had like, no, you can't sit at our table type of attitude, we'll be on we'll be on fire. We'll be on fire.
You can't
for
sit
real.
with us.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And how much work you think that is going to be required to get to that point though?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll be here.
I won't be here.
See it. Yeah, I don't even know if I'll be here to see it.
It's gonna take, because there's still video recording cops killing and fucking with black people.
Yeah.
So like, we're still scared, and I always say it's gonna take a lot of bloodshed for this to. Yeah, it's gonna be war. We gotta stand up for ourselves, and standing up for ourselves against them is like accepting to die if you might,
Yeah,
like
willing. I think about that all the time, honestly.
I think about
when
the
I
police all the
started-
time. Like if I ever was like seeing, like say I seen George Floyd on with, like that's fucked up. I would want to be like, get the fuck off of him. But then I'm also scared to be like, get the fuck off of him. Cause then damn.
Yes, as ladies, right?
No,
How
black.
do y'all respond? Being in a situation, y'all with a significant other, he's a man, and he's getting harassed by the police, and they going in on him. How do y'all respond in that moment? That's when
You might be
like
uncomfortable.
physical, like they got.
regardless, like how
I feel like it
how
depends
do
on
you
where
be there?
where the situation is at the time. Like if we still in the car and it hasn't progressed, it hasn't escalated, I would just like tell him and just chill, like just what I'm. Because I honestly feel like the words of a woman is really connected to a man's heart and how he acts and show up in certain
Right
situations.
on, calm the beast.
Yeah. So just like it's good. Like I wouldn't want him to feel I would think or I'm going to think that he's less of a man by just complying. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't.
Right. This
Type
is
of thing.
for safety. I love you. Just let's do this.
Yeah.
Because we
don't even worry about him. Like
Yeah, let me ground you right quick.
Yeah. Let me get you together. Okay.
I don't know. I think that I would. It's like like she said, depending on the situation. But if I seen like wrestling and hassling, I don't know. It's crazy because this is my loved one.
I ain't even gonna lie, and I'll be crying.
I would be scared. This is my loved one. Like I want to do something. I don't want us both to die. I don't want neither.
Of course.
Yeah.
I want to look into the camera and say it's fucking sad the way we have to feel for the people that protect and serve us, that we pay our money to. But yeah, it's sad. That's fucked up. I don't
Let
know what I
Tanya
would do.
tell it. Well, we have that conversation on Watermelon Talk. She's like, policing is slave catching. She's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it started
Admire
off being. And
For sure.
don't get her started talking about the police.
And it can
14th
go
Amendment
over
gonna tell
and
you all
over
that.
and over.
Yeah.
I got topics for the next segment after the break. I ain't cool. Should I bring them up?
Please do.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you don't try to hit me with a surprise. What is it?
I'm not.
Hey, yeah, you good. You good.
You sure? Okay.
I'm not gonna
Alrighty.
bring
We
it
gave you
back.
that countdown. Ain't nothing you don't want to talk about, right?
Right. That's true. I did. Gotta honor my commitment.
Most definitely.
You good.
Damn, we got deep, y'all.
You got any kids? No?
No, I don't. But I will.
Do you plan on having kids?
Yeah, I had a dream like a couple nights. It was Monday morning. I had a dream. I had twins.
The fishes?
A boy and a girl.
Oh.
No. No, it's like I was literally seeing it happen. Like I saw the house. I saw the person I was like married to.
But you
and
don't
I
even
saw
recognize
myself.
that person, huh? You
No,
don't
I
even
know who he is.
Oh.
Yeah.
She said,
coming.
I know
She
who
coming.
he is.
Right. I know who he is. I know who he is.
That's what's up. How many kids you plan to have?
I just wanted one. But that dream is making me think twins would be in abundance. I think that's what God was trying to like get me to understand.
So as being pro-black, do you feel you should at least have kids until you have at least a daughter? Like, so what if you have a boy first?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you should have kids until you have a girl so she can reproduce?
I don't ever see it that way.
No?
Mm-mm. I'm not that too deep into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard a lady say that. Do you feel that way?
Either. Yeah.
I'm kind of biased towards it because I have one child, which is a girl. So I was like, I did my job.
That's
I
right.
made her reproduce. Like, I did my job.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
But I do feel like if they can't use your comb, don't bring them home. No, I'm
Man.
just kidding.
The lights can't get in this bed.
I'm just kidding. Hopefully my kids are solid. They see the work of their mother. And
I'm
they,
wondering.
Don't speak for itself.
Yeah.
I'm wondering now if that was a little pro-black test she gave me when she was like, did you get bit by a flea? Like if she thought I was living with white people
No.
and shit. Like, it was the cat.
Oh, I sleep with my dog, huh?
Yeah, in the bed. We share a toothbrush.
Oh, man.
But we were talking about over the break too. Why do you think that our race dates outside of race? Why do you think are some of those reasons? And also, do you think that a woman can soften a man in the black on black dating community? Because the number one reason that guys date outside their race that I hear is a black woman has too much attitude, too much talk back. Yes, no?
Nah, that's out. My mama talk shit.
We
Okay.
would have to get that opinion from somebody who actually dated outside
What's
their
the
race.
reason?
So what was kind of like your inspiration
Shout out to
behind
Bob,
it?
man.
Okay, so that's really far back.
We can't hear T for the record. T dates black women. That was in high school when he did the interracial thing. Yes, it was.
He like clear that up.
And
Right.
half the dudes,
Right.
and
Just to get it
question
fucking
y'all
straight.
ladies, half the dudes that y'all see dating outside y'all race, would y'all even want to date, or would y'all even see yourself dating that person that y'all see?
Oh, I almost
Majority-
answered some shit while I'm not even single. Fuck. I almost got on it. Like, I be seeing some chocolate ass daddies.
That's funny.
Respectfully to the relationship.
What
Yeah,
happened?
respectfully to the relationship.
I got me a chocolate ass daddy already, but my boyfriend black, so I'm pro black.
Okay.
Shout out to
No,
Rodney,
I
man.
hate that shit. I do, and she don't even know what to do with it. She's skinny. She ain't got no love handle. Like, I don't like that.
I don't know if our mindset would be the same. I think that'll be the part that'll make it like different for me, because that will kind of let me know right then and there, like our outlooks is clearly different.
The he a weak ass nigga, pretty much. Kind of, sort of. I mean, what you say?
It would just, I would have to get to know him to see, like, you know what I mean? I would have to get to know him, but I can.
You know
I'm
him
a loving
enough to
person,
see
so I
he at
know.
the beach with Becky. Like, you know? And Keisha
I just feel like
at
our
home.
views would be, I would definitely be able to tell our views is different about this. So,
For sure.
yeah.
For sure.
I could
Alright.
like somebody right now where our views, we had that conversation and our views was different. But then he did tell me like, I'm like, he's like, you're like that 2 out of 10. You know what I mean? Cause he has like this, I guess like from what he's seeing, you know, and it's like all environmental of what was like displayed to him as far as like black women are concerned. And I, you know, like getting to know me is like different from like, you know, that. Even like for me, like wearing my hair natural and him kind of saying that, he's like, oh my God, I really like that. And did it, but you know what I mean? But we've had that conversation and our views was different. He necessarily didn't see it that way.
This is a black guy.
He's black, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
But like since his, you know, he's coming around.
Little Oreo?
No, he's
Okay.
not even. He's like really, oh, and I don't know, because he's probably going to end up seeing it, so I don't really want to say.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But
That's the
we are
best
completely
part.
different. Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Hold it. I'm gonna try to get that out of you when we come back from the break. We gotta take a break, y'all. It's the Patio PolitiCz.
Yeah.
KLPJ Diamond. Yeah.
So, Ejima, tell us about your
My
experience.
experience here is wonderful.
Cut.
You came right in and nailed it. You're amazing. They're amazing. Are those real?
You know I'm gonna give their ass a piece of my mind as soon as I go in there. Ashe, Queen, Ashe. Hi, I'm Ujima.
You must be Lil Dick, huh?
Remember Consuela? Who? Foreign estate student who stayed with me for like 4 years?
He asked me to dance. I said no. He said yes. I said no. He said yes.
I have an audition tomorrow and I was hoping you can possibly help me go over my lines.
Still smoking now?
No, this ain't for me, it's for my friend. You remember Courtney from school?
Everybody call me Mister, but you can call me Man.
Man.
Yeah, last name Bingo.
I don't know about y'all, but I love my city. I wouldn't leave it for nothing in the world. And I'm still the same old Ujima. I gotta get my shit together and together fast.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Hey, Patio PolitiCz, we back again with the DiMond Dion. You already know.
Yeah.
Hey, LP the host in the building.
Yeah.
So talented, you guys.
And DJ FJ back here, man. I'm just
He like, let me introduce myself.
For the ones who ain't got out the trunk.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, Diamond, definitely wanted to just come back around and just shine a light on you. If you weren't doing what you doing now with the production, what would you be doing? What would Diamond do?
Ooh, I would be miserable. I ain't gonna lie. I would be so miserable.
But where will you be miserable at, though? Is what we want.
Working somebody's 9 to 5, just so going to work with an attitude. Like, I will be serving somebody something with a side of a big ass attitude because I would be so mad going to that job. I would just be angry somewhere. I ain't even gonna lie. That's why it's so important to discover yourself.
I like that you said that.
Yeah, and figure out like what it is that you was set out on earth to do. Because if you're not doing it, everything in your life is gonna be out of whack, and you can be so mad. That's why people that work at fast food places 9 times out of 10 they are upset.
Yeah.
I was one of them. My first job was McDonald's. I used to be pissed. I had seen this post on Instagram that said, they rushing me while I'm trying to take my order. Like, damn, can I get a McMinute? And I used to be one of those people. Anything else? Right. Anything else? Anything else? Like, we don't have it. We don't have. We was on my shift. They knew we was out of it. I wasn't going to the back to get nothing. If we didn't have it up here in the front, you wasn't getting it.
I would have drove off from your drive-thru.
That was the goal. That was the whole goal.
Please do.
What time you off work?
Right. Nigga. I'll meet you outside, nigga, for the shit I want.
That was terrible. The frappe machine is broke.
All the machines broke.
They asked me for barbecue if it was in the back. I wasn't about to carry it to the front. We ain't got it. You want some sweet and sour? It's right here.
No good.
I wasn't.
It's just McDonald's. Give us the sauce.
No, y'all don't understand. It's a lot of stuff that goes from the back to the front. Even if somebody
she wasn't trying to get those steps in.
Hey, so we know we know it's a lot of stuff that you won't do. So like 5-10 years down the line from now, where could we see Diamond? Ideally, based off of where you at and where you putting your passion in right now.
Okay. 10 years from now, for sure, I'll be on my Tyler Perry shit. I'm gonna have my own lot. It's gonna be DiMond Dion Studios. Because 10 years from now, at that point, I'm gonna be rich. But my definition of rich is me being able to wake up one day and be like, oh, I want to film this movie in 2 days. Let's go. And like have the space and the equipment and the people to actually do it. But for sure, I know my career is going to look like Ava DuVernay and Tyler Perry had a baby.
Jazz, I like how she don't cuss in here. You know, she like, I feel like nah, you better know, because certain words you
yeah.
So if you said if you wasn't doing this, you'd be miserable with a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
I like that you said that because I kind of do the same thing. So I wanted to ask you, what happens when your media isn't paying, or the movie stuff isn't paying, or the journalism stuff isn't paying?
That's when that's like the true test to know if you're passionate about what it is that you're doing, because that's when it gets hard. That's when you get tested, and it's up to you if you gonna fold or not. But if you coming from a place of passion, you ain't gonna fold. I've really understood, like doing Watermelon Talk, I understood why the fire is a symbol of what the word passion, you know, like the word passion, you know, the symbol of it is like a flame.
Okay.
And I really feel like it's because when everything is crumbling around you, it's gonna be that fire that's on the inside of you that's gonna keep you going. Your passion is gonna be like the very last thing that's gonna withstand through like the midst of everything. So that's when passion kicks in. Like, it's gonna get hard.
That's that candle.
You can guarantee, you can count, bank your bottom dollar. You gonna be on that bottom dollar when everything is falling apart. But you know, you gotta hustle.
So have you ever had the need to work and do?
Yeah.
Have you ever had the need to work to support the media?
I do that now.
You doing a 9 to 5 thing now?
Yeah, I don't have to. And the only reason why I have grace with doing it is because, for one, it's not like taxing. I get a lot of free time. But I know it's for this because I'm working on this. This money is, you know, for that.
Got a plan, mission.
Yeah. And then last month, well, like the end of July, I was lucky enough to start like working in production, like on bigger productions. And that gives me that breath of fresh air too.
Right,
like in the
it's
midst.
not like work.
Yeah. Yeah. It gives me that breath of fresh air too.
Dope. Okay, cool. Nice. I wanted to know that because, I mean, you hear it a lot. To sustain our entrepreneurial habits, we got to be workers sometimes. Like if we just don't have it in the bag, you know?
Absolutely.
So dope. Thank you for that.
You can't be afraid to allow for people to see you start from the bottom. I feel like.
No, I think that you're right, because then it shows it like Diamond in the Rough. Exactly, it shows where you're coming from. I feel like it's more respect there. Mm-hmm. When you know, I feel like it's more respect there. I feel like that's the difference in between like Oprah donating 20,000 and Kenan donating 20,000. It's like, damn, Kay, you really understood.
Yeah.
Would you look at it like a sacrifice? Like you're sacrificing something. You don't want to work, but you're sacrificing to get where you want to.
I do feel like I'm sacrificing, but the money wouldn't be the number one sacrifice. I feel like I'm sacrificing myself, honestly.
Your time.
Yeah, my time.
So the hour of your life.
Like, I feel... I honestly, at one point, and this was like during post-production, which I feel like was like the hardest season of doing it. I remember finding myself like praying to God, like, if there's any other way, let this cut pass for me. You know, and I feel like that's when I had realized that I was really like operating in purpose, and that was like one of the moments where it was really getting hard. For sure. Like, I understood being the sacrificial lamb, and like I said, I'm really big on it's my burning desire to not disappoint the people that's like a part of this Watermelon Talk journey with me. You know what I mean? Like, even on the pedophilia episode, like this, his name is Roman, but you know, he opened up and like broke down crying at the table and was willing to be vulnerable and express his trauma. You know what I mean? And it's just like stuff like that. He's not the only one. As I do season 2 and many more, like there's other people that need that space too.
Yeah, and that helped him.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's my responsibility, and when I start putting that type of weight on my shoulders, it's like, oh, I gotta get up. Like, I can't, you know, I gotta fight back.
Yeah.
Sound like purpose.
Man. And it's bigger than you. So that's why all them blessings been coming. Like, everybody in that room, like, I'm seeing people from different productions that I didn't even know was connected to you, that I done worked on productions on, like, in the beginning of my career.
Oh, wow.
And for you to be just starting out and to be able to bring that many people together in that room like that, man, it's only gonna grow more. The whole Tanya, the whole who she came with, and I think it's like 2 more people too. Yeah.
I've honestly, that's like one of the things that like make me feel like, God, like you really, really doing something, because to sit up there and get people from different hoods to like sit down and talk and have a conversation.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like that's so powerful. That's so powerful. Like,
these people, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
These people, and I say this all the time because I'm around gang members all the time. I know these Bloods, I know these Crips, and I know that they would be the best of homies if they didn't know where they were from. So it'd be like, I think that was so important. It was so necessary. It was so smart. It was so all the words I can't even think of to put those people in there and just let them be people. Yeah. Not to be gangbangers, not to be red. Like, you're people. Yeah. You got a brother like I got a brother. You got a mom like I have a mom. And I'm super big on that. So I think it was great.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you feel like the attacks grow larger, like more adversity as your sacrifices and progression have gone up?
Like each level, like does the sacrifice gets hard?
That was a good question.
Yeah. Because I'm just now starting pre-production for season 2, like I haven't yet encountered it, but I'm sure it's coming because that just comes with it. You know, I feel like that just comes with it. Like, you can bank on that type of thing. But yeah, I feel like I experienced that with just doing it the first time. I felt like when I thought pre-production was making me nervous and it was hard, it was nothing like what I experienced in post. And then sitting up there it wasn't nothing like planning a premiere, you know, and like that type of thing. So yeah, everything had its level of hard for sure. Yeah.
What are some of the ways that you keep yourself balanced when dealing with them levels of hard that you're talking about?
I try to keep people that's for me around me, for sure. I got to. Like, that's my foundation. Like Christina being one of them, like us being best friends.
Christina Colbert.
Yeah. I remember
I need me a Christina. Are you looking for a bestie?
She is not.
Okay,
and I tell her all the time. I tell her, you know,
Diamond.
I don't share my things. Christina's one of my things. No,
Diamond passionate. She got that fire.
But yeah, I remember like telling her, because I was super nervous like right before it came out, because I'm like, oh, you know, I was just nervous. And I had told her, and I was like vulnerable. I'm like, you know, I'm about to embark on this journey. You feel me? And you know, and I told her like, you know, the only thing that's really like grounding me right now is the fact that like I know like you, my mom, my family, and the people that's really close to me, like you guys are my foundation. So however this turns out for me, like I know y'all still gonna be here, you know, and I just hold on to that, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know if this was gonna
flip flop,
yeah, or if and I haven't released all the episodes, so I still don't even know if certain of my perspectives is gonna get me dragged or get me, you know what I mean? I'm just like, was just thinking about the worst. So I just like put it in my head, like regardless of whatever is put out into the world, like people like Christina, like, you know what I mean? Like she gonna ride for me regardless. She gonna love me regardless.
And those was your ideas. So if it was a topic indeed that'll get you dragged, it's only getting you dragged from the people that shouldn't even be watching Water.
And bring it back to your purpose though, because you putting it out there to heal people for the most part, and not hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got people that's gonna speak your truth with you. They dragging you, they gotta drag me too.
Amen.
Ooh, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Kendon always do shit like this. Where's the tissue?
It be stuff like that.
My little hair stood up on my arm. I should have shaved if I knew you was gonna give me chills.
Yeah, it's like Kendon, even like Tanya, and like even a few other people that I've like grown to become close with after doing it is, you know, they feel the same way, and I just be like, oh my God, y'all everything.
I'm out tear.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta protect our own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, there's so many people that's getting blackballed. Like what's going on with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't speak up for people. And not saying that they have to, but imagine.
Message.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My bad to cut you off.
No, you didn't. It was all good. I just wanted to ask, with Watermelon Talk continuing, for people that you are gonna get on the panel.
Like for sure.
Yeah, that you want, that you're manifesting.
Spoilers. You're trying to get spoilers.
No, I'm not. No, this is future. This is not even what you've shot already. This is like,
I know.
Dang,
I have people in mind.
Damn, I want Ray J on here. Like, yeah,
I have people in mind, and I prayed about it, and God gonna work it out.
Oh, you're not gonna give it to us? You know what?
You gave it to who you're supposed to give it to.
Huh?
I said you gave it to who you're supposed to give it to.
Oh God, yes I did. You gonna work it out in my favor.
I'm always trying to get it here first on the patio.
But I will say, everybody who did show up for me season 1, like they know how so deeply I appreciate them. And even like, you know, the men that stood up, you know, that, you know, people would label them as gang members and whatnot. I'm so glad, like on that paranoia that comes with being a black man episode, how, you know, and Kendall was a part of that episode, so I commend you so much too. You didn't come to the premiere, but you was there for filming. You did. So I appreciate it.
We was filming. I was filming during that. We was working.
But I'm so deeply proud of you guys, like, you know, for standing up and being men first. You know what I mean? Like, I really can't label them as gang members. You know what I mean? Because they literally stood up and was men first and was able to be vulnerable and open up and express their truth. You know what I mean? And I'm just so grateful that they trusted me enough to show up and do that. And, you know, like, Jap was a really big, you know, like a big support in, you know, doing that. Ruger, amazing support. You know what I mean? Like, Ruger showed up without me asking, you know, just... He, you know, solidarity. I got, you know what I mean?
It looked like it's happening again. You cried at the premiere.
But, you know, just for like, you know, them to show, and even Tanya too, like all of them just showing up and just willing to, you know, like stand for what's right. Like I love them for that. And I'm just so grateful that they trusted me enough, you know, to be able to just show up.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I don't got those 4 people, man. No worries, though.
I do have one person in mind.
Tell us.
No, I feel like when you start talking too soon, that's when things.
All right,
yeah.
Hold on,
you know what I mean?
Hold it,
Or if you're talking amongst family and people that care about you, this could be really good, great manifestation.
That's true. Once I do get him, I'll make it clear. Like, I'll post a clip for this episode and be like, this is who I was withholding. Because I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him.
You make sure you bring him to the patio first.
Okay.
Don't tell nobody.
Okay.
Nobody, buddy.
Okay.
Nobody.
I got you.
All right, cool.
Is there anything that you want to leave the people with perhaps any young queens that's on the same journey that you've been on?
I would say every day is a moment to get to know yourself more. And, the moment that you like unpack your truth and really like walk in and living your purpose, you unstoppable after that. And don't let nobody try to tell you anything different. You may be wrong. You may be operating from passion and people start to, use other labels for you. Don't let that discourage you. As long as you feel in your heart you doing what's right, can't nobody tell you you're wrong. And yeah, just stay consistent. That's for anybody. Yeah. Just stay consistent. You got it. You got this.
Message.
Yeah.
And when they want to see Watermelon Talk, when they want to follow you, where can they?
So you can follow me on Instagram at DiMond Dion, which is TheeDimonDDion. My name is Diamond, but there is no A in my name. And then Watermelon Talk episodes are released on YouTube, so you can look that up by just typing in Watermelon Talk.
Because it's gonna pop up.
Yeah, and yeah, pretty much, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right, shit.
Thank you guys. Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, this don't work like that.
No, because like in a matter of time, I'll be podcasting too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So let's like let the people get to know who you are.
Who, me? They know me. They
okay, so you said you got a
show.
boyfriend. What's his name? Are you private about your relationship or are you open?
I'm open with my relationship.
Are you happy?
Yes, I am happy in my relationship.
How long have you guys been together?
4 years.
What's the best part of him?
His integrity to care.
And what else?
He cares no matter what.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's a big one. Just the integrity to care is like the biggest thing for me.
Do you see yourself marrying him?
No.
You don't want to get married?
No.
Okay.
Simply, I just want to be proposed to know that I'm good enough. Yeah.
I can really respect that.
Yeah.
Right. Just validate me, huh?
And just wear the ring forever. Yeah.
I completely understand that.
Keep it real.
So, like, how do you necessarily, keep the balance between having a serious relationship and prioritizing your career at the same time? Because, it's limit. We can get so deeply in love where we forget that we're, like, chasing goals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you balance it?
Oh, it takes years. Like you said, every day you can learn yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So literally every morning I do self-reflect and just be like, what am I really wanting to do? What's going on? As far as relationship and career goes, they don't conflict for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm still able to do what I want to do this stuff and still have a relationship. I'm personality, so sometimes that can bother my dude sometimes because I have to be, smiling in his face and chilling with him and hanging with him and stuff. So
do your boyfriend ever get jealous of that?
Yes.
Really? How does he go about it?
Look, you already gave me a little demonstration. Listen, y'all done seen Diamond on the Patio PolitiCz.
Yeah.
Now you got to see what's happening. And this is the type of stuff that she going to bring out of people on the Watermelon Talk. So we know where to find you at and tap in.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
Honor.
It's really like good chemistry. You guys are definitely doing something dope. I'm so proud of you. I know how hard it is to put on production, so you guys are doing your thing.
Okay.
Yeah. All of you guys.
Shit. With that said, y'all, we out of here because we got another episode coming up. Y'all keep it locked. We had DiMond Dion in the building. I'm sitting right here next to my boy Kenan. I'm LP, the host of LA, and y'all know DJ J in the back. Thank y'all for watching.